Okay. Can you see me? Can everybody see me? All right, now why isn't that working? Let's see. Refresh. Hey, hi everyone. We're back. I don't know what the heck that was. Welcome. Hi. Weird start, but we're here. It is finally cooling down here. It's been raining all day, so the vibes are good. I'm chill. I'm not fogging up my glasses. No fuck ass bun tonight. Oh man, I think about that every time I put my bun up. I'm like, that is a fuck ass bun. So silly. Maybe try refreshing if it's not happening. Thank you. Yeah, I am eventually going to chop my hair off, but when it gets to this length, I really just need to braid it when I get out of the shower, or I just waste my beautiful curls. Hi, everyone. First day of college classes yesterday whooped me. Been studying all day today. Oof. I still have stress dreams about school, and I'm almost 40. So, I mean, they're mostly about high school, but I totally feel ya. All right, why am I reading this? Like it's there. Let me bring up my notes. Hi. Did they remove it? Is it illegal to watch this before the podcast? No, just make sure you do watch the podcast as well. I try not to do too many. Oh, that's interesting. Too many clips. The VOD of the house tour disappeared? Interesting. Wonder what happened. Yeah, maybe they had to do more of an edit. We'll see. Yeah, the stream was great today. I think it had really good energy. And I do think tightening up the schedule is helpful, right? It's Ethan seems more focused and everyone seems a little happier, you know? So I'm hoping that continues. If you are new here and you haven't subscribed yet, that means you can't comment. You can't chat during live right now because I am keeping it to subbies only until we hit 10,000 subscribers. And then I'm going to open memberships so we can y'all can support the show, support me if you are inclined and financially capable. I will be very, very grateful for that. I look like a completely different person. I contain multitudes. What can I say? Yes, exciting new content. I already know what the first content is going to be. I have in my possession a 27-minute video of videos that my ex posted of me talking about me. They were back to back in one evening, and it is really something. So I will definitely be walking us through that as the first bit of members content. Y'all, she's quite ill. This is my ex of I haven't spoken to her in 12 years. And I think she made this like a couple years ago. And, well, I have eyeballs everywhere. And so I was able to procure screen recordings of an entire meltdown over the course of several hours. And it is a roller coaster. Like, y'all think you have an idea. You have no idea. So that's going to be the first members content. So you don't want to miss that. Guarantee you that. That'll be really good. And if she's watching right now, which she usually is, sorry, not sorry. Don't be a weirdo on the internet and tag me in every single video if you don't want me to see it. You know? Oh, that's terrible. Can I have her number? Yeah, so that's going to be like the first member video. I have just been sitting on it for years and haven't known what to do with it. And now here we are. So yeah, definitely subscribe today, and then when you can become a member, because it was a wild time. It was a wild time, and yeah, I've got tons of stories, and all of that will be paywalled. Oh,
you got mail.
Thank you.
William Waddelicker gave $2 Canadian. Here's super chat so we can hit
thank
that goal.
you. Shout out, Billiam. Yeah, I'm also doing a super chat goal, any amount, and if we hit that, then I will do an open Ask Me Anything Q&A at the end of the stream tonight, or whenever we hit it. If we hit 10, we will do it then. The goal is to boost you up so I can get the members up. Yes. My hair has changed my personality a bit too. What are you talking about? I have one speed. It's honestly probably more the weather than anything. I feel much chiller when it's raining, you know, and not disgustingly hot out. Okay. I'm more mellow. Yes, it's definitely the weather. It's definitely the weather. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Oh, Steven, thank you.
Got mail.
Stephen Mix gave $4.99. I can't buy a membership yet, but I can pay my monthly due.
Thank you so much. I sound more chill. Yeah, it's definitely the weather. It makes me sleepy, but I really like it. So I love the fall. You guys, I mean, I started this project in the summer, which is like my least favorite season. Y'all are in for a treat as I get into fall and winter, which are my two faves. I guess the multiple personalities make sense. I am a Pisces, but that's so funny that you guys notice. My goal this winter potentially is to do like some cooking streams, trying to figure out where to do that exactly. Because my kitchen is like, it's big, but it's not really set up for that kind of thing. But we're going to figure it out. All right. So that's for the subbies. Okay. I just want to say this. I am very, very grateful to everybody who is defending me or, you know, sticking up for me in the snark subreddits or wherever it's happening. But please know, I do not need to know what is being said about me. It's just going to hurt my feelings. I am not going to respond to it publicly. I just don't need to know. It's not something that interests me, and I imagine that the people saying it just want any feedback they can get from me. So let's try to not fuel their focus. I know that sending it to me feels like the right thing to do, right? Like, you can't believe that these people are saying this. I can believe it, and I don't care. Like, it's none of my business. What other people say about me, their opinions and perceptions are mostly wrong and also none of my business. Oh my gosh, thank you, Kristen.
Mail.
Thank you.
Kabu gave $4.99. I'm the same way. When everyone else has the seasonal stats in the fall,
oh my
I'm
God.
driving BB.
You've got mail.
Thank you.
Skyhope gave $10. Let's go Q&A. It is my 1-year wedding anniversary and my partner and I are watching you together. Red
Happy
heart emoji.
anniversary. Yay. Happy anniversary, Sky. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that, like, their opinions are none of my business, and they don't have to be your business either. They just want people to get down in the dirt and scrap, and I'm too old for that shit. So let me reiterate, I appreciate y'all looking out for me, but I do not need screenshots of every person who calls me fat on the internet. Like, I don't need it. I don't want it. And I love you guys so much. Yeah, I have no interest in that, because then if I talk about them, then they feel like they're a little bit famous, you know, on my teeny little channel. And I just don't want to do that. Yeah, don't worry about it, y'all. I've made the mistake of trying to understand the snark machine. I posted about Mike from PA's anti-Semitism there and was insta-banned. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, you're not going to get anywhere. Yeah, of course, Sky. Congratulations. I just celebrated my 8th wedding anniversary. It's wonderful. It's wonderful when you find the one for you. So shout out. Next little bit is, unfortunately, Contrapoints. Natalie Wynn has deactivated her Twitter, which, Twitter is a bit of a rat hole, but I was such a fan of her work on Twitter. If you're not familiar with Contrapoints, oh my goodness.
Alex_the_fiction gave $5. Sorry, Kate. It was me. I was lonely last night and had to snark. Please forgive me.
Alex, of course I forgive you. Do what you gotta do. You can start a whole snark sub about me if that'll get you paid, man. Just get that paper. But yeah, so Natalie has deactivated her Twitter. One of the last tweets was this one where she talks about New York City DSA. And she says, love your hair, hope you win, but I will never go to Marxist church, which I think is funny. But of course, the leftists hated it and got really mad. And then the other one, which I think was really, oh my God.
Daily Scumman gave $1.99. GWAM or GTFO.
Thank you, Haley. Oh my gosh, we're going to hit this goal in like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to have to do the Q&A very early, which is fine. Okay, so then this is the other tweet that I think this was her very last one. Self-righteous. All right, so this is from an Israeli teenager, an 17, 18-year-old who is going to prison because they refuse to serve in the IDF, right? This is what, in my opinion, we should be hoping for, pushing for, encouraging, right? And then some online leftist fool says, bare minimum, by the way, don't praise this. This is like Noah Samson said the same thing, right? Like, oh, I don't want to be a baby killer, big fucking deal. Like, we are not going to get out of this without more Israelis on the side of Palestine, right? How on earth is shitting on these teenagers, making a decision that is like so counterculture, it could alienate them from their entire support system at a young age. Who is that helping? How is this helpful, right? So Natalie said, self-righteousness should not be free, and going to prison for a cause should buy you more of it than any amount of tweeting. A fucking man. Of course, then people were shitting on her in the comments. Maybe you should take your own advice and stop tweeting. I'm not in the self-righteous game. I'm here to gratify other perversions. Natalie, that's your whole brand, self-righteous drivel, masquerading as saying anything of substance. And then she said, I don't know. I think the absence of self-righteousness was always the core of the brand. Oh, you guys can't see it. Sorry about that. The core of the brand, I wanted to show that you can have progressive values without being a self-righteous prick and or crazed ideologue. Sadly, I was mistaken. No, you aren't, girl, because I'm right there with you. I think a lot of us are. It's just very, very loud in the online leftist echo chamber, but you're not alone. So, unfortunately, Natalie's off Twitter. I'm sure she's in other spaces. Let me actually check, see if she's still on Instagram. And we know she's got stuff cooking for her video essays, which I'm really excited for whenever they come out. If you haven't checked her out, yeah, she's still up on Instagram. Yeah, she's still up on Instagram. This was 5 days ago. And Morgan's the top comment. So here she is playing a piano video.
You've got mail.
Another one. Oh my God, thank you.
Another one.
Yeah, so check out ContraPoints. Where the hell did she post the tangent? Oh, Patreon, because I was looking for it. So she posts these incredible video essays. Like, that she works on for like 6 months to a year. They're just so, so good. So if you haven't checked her out on YouTube, you definitely should. Her latest video, well, anti-Semitism. Her latest video is called Conspiracy, and there is a lot of conversation about conspiracies against Jews or conspiracy theories against Jews, and also like the mob mentality of conspiracy theorists. And she does seem to hint at how leftists are not immune to that. So it's really, really good. It's very good. And also, I watched her one on about Twilight. I've never even seen Twilight, but that thing was fascinating. Her one on J.K. Rowling is also really, really good. So definitely go check her out. We have a new Ethan story. I usually do Ethan stories at the end, but if it's juicy, let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's great. This is actually a great segue because Friday, this is what I want to talk about, or Friday or this weekend, whenever I do it. I've been following this all day. Taylor Lorenz has gotten herself into yet another stupid argument, and it's actually...
You've got mail.
Troy G gave
Oh,
$15.
Troy.
Found your channel a few weeks ago.
Oh,
While
thank
I don't
you.
agree with you on a few things politically, I love the live streams. Good perspective to see
Aw.
others' point of view and good energy. Keep it up.
Thank you so much, Troy. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so Taylor has gotten herself into 2 Twitter pickles in the last day. One of them is about kids having their phones in school, and I found some interesting shit that might explain why she is so pro phones in schools for kids. Spoiler alert, it's not very Marxist of her. And then the other one is she has been battling with several Black women about COVID, specifically because she apparently accused one of them of killing their husband by having an unmasked wedding. So she's been getting dragged to hell, and it's amazing. Maybe we can find time to talk about it tonight, but there's just like so much to go through. So we'll see at the end of the show if we have some time. Oh my gosh, we're two super chats away from an Ask Me Anything. Get your questions ready. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. She's insane. Yeah, so Ethan said, who the fuck would be against a phone ban at school? Oh, I know, someone with no kids who needs them logged onto Roblox 24/7. How much Robux are they paying you? Disclaimer, I don't think Taylor is being paid Robux. This is what we in the business call a joke. Oh, thank you, Klein.
You've got mail.
Oh my God, we're almost there.
Jr. gave $1.
Do y'all have questions? Get her, Jade. Thank y'all so much. And thank you, mods. Shout out the mods. Okay, so first up tonight is the VODs, right? We have 2 Ethan VODs to talk about. The first one was on Hasan's rhetoric around Hila, which he, as we will see later in the show, he's just continued to double and triple down on. So this is the first little bit I'm going to show. Obviously, go watch the full VODs. I'm just showing a couple little snippets here as I sip from my Taylor cup. Counting down the days to October 3rd. All right, so this is the toll that this rhetoric is taking, according to Ethan. Oh,
You've got mail.
Stephen Mix gave $1.99. 10.
okay. Thank you so much, Steven. Okay, after this... Oh, shit, you guys can't hear it? Fuck me. What's going on? All right, hang on. Let me see what's going on here. Thank you for letting me know. Audio. All right, hang on one sec. Let me fix it. Let's just see if this works. I'm telling you guys, every time I open OBS, it's a new surprise. Nope, not working. Not working. Why aren't you working?
You've got mail.
Thank
K9 Rescue Thought gave
you.
$1.99.
Yes.
I have nothing but time for Alyssa Edwards quotes.
What's going on here in this day? All right, let's see here. Maybe if I just switch this for a hot secchi. Sometimes that's enough to do it.
This is exactly his playbook. Since Hasan and many of his friends have employed this.
Okay, so again, this is Ethan talking about the toll that this rhetoric against them has taken on him and Hila. And again, this is not, maybe this is not Hasan's intention, right? But it is the impact, right? So here we go.
His playbook. Since Hasan and many of his friends have employed this violent rhetoric against me and my family, me and Hila rarely leave our houses or make public appearances because of the constant and overwhelming sense of danger. The last 2 years, we've spent more time inside than ever before. And we stopped doing our biannual live shows, right, for over a year because of the fear of violence being enacted not just on us, but on our fans and our crew.
Now, you know it's saying something if Ethan says we're inside more than ever, because it's like a running joke that he never leaves the house. So if they are inside even more than ever, I know he's probably okay with it, but I'm sure Hila hates it, right? But they're just scared. And the fact that we can't have live shows, right? Which were so much fun for everyone, even people like me who watched from home. It sucks. It really sucks how gross and out of control this has gotten.
This, by the way, is resulting in the crew directly losing money, as these live shows, we would donate the entire box office to the crew.
I don't know if I remembered that, but that's amazing, and also sucks that they aren't getting that income now. Someone said he can't even go to Rodeo Drive. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. It's not just like online threats, right? He's being actively harassed in public. Like, it is happening. Maybe he's not being physically threatened with violence, but he is being harassed for no reason because of the lies that Hasan is putting out and because of the caricature that Hasan is continuing to paint of him and Hila.
This, by the way, is resulting in the crew directly losing money, as these live shows, we would donate the entire box office to the crew. And we did this twice a year. It was a significant source of revenue for them that's now been shut off out of fear. We've been forced to hire a full-time guard at the office. Take a
Oh,
look.
shit. Shout out Casey. Shout out Casey for that. Shit, what was that? I just did the wrong fucking thing. Hang on, y'all.
This is exactly his playbook.
Right,
Since Hasan died than ever before. And the crew directly losing money to the crew. And we did this twice a year. It was a significant source of revenue for them that's now been shut off out of fear. We've been forced to hire a full-time guard at the office.
Shout out Casey.
Because everyone in the office was feeling unsafe. And me and Hila are both waiting for our concealed carry license so that we can finally feel safe in public again.
So it's gotten to the point that Ethan and Hila feel like they need to carry a firearm in public because they don't know what some insane fan is going to do to help Gaza. Because that is what they're being primed to do, in my opinion, by people like Hasan and Mike from PA and Bad and Panada and all these people, right?
which is not easy to get in California, and it's going to take like over a year probably. And I usually choose not to talk about this stuff because the provocateurs who...
And when he says this stuff, he means like the real like physical consequences and psychological consequences that this is having, right?
Will revel in it because this is their goal, right? They want me to be afraid. They want me to be in my house. They want me to avoid doing public events. They want me to cower. So this is very much giving them what they want. However, in this moment, I do feel the entire context of how language like this affects me and my family and my crew and everybody around me. Twitch has served.
Okay, so then we're going to get into the Twitch stuff. But like, in their opinion, this is a win for them. Like these insane people. They think that this is somehow helping the Palestinians, which doesn't make any sense to me. And also, it's essentially acting like having like vigilante justice on behalf of Hasan, right? If you don't agree with him, you deserve to be this scared. You deserve to have to hide in your house, all because you disagree with your favorite streamer. Like, this is unhinged stan culture. Like, we've seen it from like Nicki Minaj fans or Taylor fans or Beyonce fans, right? They go after people like this, right? It's not like a rational thing, and it is putting people in danger, but that is their goal. Their goal is to have people scared and fearing for violence. The point is not to help Palestinians, it's to hate Israelis, right? And I think a piece of that is that Hasan taps into their anger, but doesn't give them a proper outlet. And this is something that Contrapoints talked about in her post about Israel-Palestine, is that you're churning these people up. You're churning all these people up, but you're not giving them anywhere to focus that anger and outrage and frustration. So what are they doing? They're fighting each other. They're fighting progressives. They're fighting liberals. They're not really going after the Republicans, right? They're fighting all Jews. So it's like, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a powder keg. Imagine if they put this energy to good use. Exactly. And so then there's one more little bit here, which is Ethan's call to action. And I felt like it was worth us. Oopsie. It was worth us talking about here.
I am encouraging you guys to pressure advertisers, to pressure Amazon, to pressure Twitch as a last resort. This is a plea for sanity.
And this is not something that Ethan really ever does, right? Like, he was accused, the last time I think he was accused of going after someone's advertisers, it was it when Keemstar or Crowder had like G Fuel on their desk? Maybe you guys will remember, but that was like years and years ago. And that was really the last time. And this isn't even going after an individual sponsor's Keem. Okay, yeah, it was Keem. This isn't even going after individual sponsors. I know he mentioned it with the Arab tier list, the Sabra list or whatever. He mentioned that, like Chevron and the other advertisers were like right behind on the backdrop as they were doing it. The nuke, he kind of does. Okay, so yeah, he's been focusing on Twitch since the nuke. I think that's true. I'm Jewish, and the amount of people who have unfollowed me or unfriended me because I'm Jewish is crazy. It's not about helping Palestinians. It's about hating Jews. I'm thankful for Ethan during this. Well, we love you. We love you. That's fucking horrible. I genuinely think that most of these people have never met Jewish people. Like, most of the people that are hating statistically probably haven't even met Jewish people. And I think that's why it's so easy for them to conflate the Israeli government with all Jews, right? They've just heard things from, you know, like they just sort of gotten ideas of Jewishness from like cultural osmosis, you know, because it is such a small portion of the population. It's like such a tiny sliver. I happen to grow up with a lot of Jewish people for some reason. There were a lot of Jewish folks in my town. I went to a Jewish preschool because it was like the best and most affordable preschool in the area. So like, I think because of that, I'm grateful that I have like a different relationship with Jewishness, and can see the nuances of it, right? Of course, there are psycho super Zionists that want to occupy the entire peninsula, right? But that is not even close to the majority, you know? So that's what I think when I see these people talking about Jews in general or Judaism or Zionism. I'm like, have y'all ever been to like a bat mitzvah? Have you ever been in a Jewish person's house? Like, have you ever like talked at length with a Jewish person? You know, like, you just seem ignorant. You seem fucking ignorant. All right, so let's get back to this call to action here.
Something be done before it's too late. To pressure advertisers, to pressure Amazon, to pressure Twitch as a last resort. This is a plea for sanity, that something be done before it's too late. On behalf of myself, my wife, my children, my crew, all whose safety has been compromised, to please help us stop this. This is madness. Thank you. Sunday after.
This is madness, 100,000%. And I think that Hasan is dangerous because he doesn't, it's against the stochastic approach, right? He doesn't say things outright. And maybe he personally doesn't feel like he's anti-Semitic, but the lack of action to quell anti-Semitism in his chat, the lack of ability to see anti-Semitism and know what it is, even like the really incognito stuff, it tends to lead to people it tends to lead to that kind of bigotry just like festering. Yes, Jewish weddings are very fun. He knows that an angry audience is a captive audience, which is more money for him. Right. And also, like I've said, he's radicalized himself, and also his audience has radicalized him. Like, they are both captured from what I can see, right? He wants to impress them, so he keeps getting more and more extreme. Yeah. So we also found out today that Ethan is working on another Hasan video. So let's find that. Where is that? I just saw it was earlier. Oh, it's not here. Did he take it down, or maybe I missed it? Yeah. But yeah, so Ethan is working on another Hasan video, and he said that, Hasan is scared of it, and that's why he's deflecting and poisoning the well and blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's do the Q&A here, since we reached our super chat goal. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to leave it open. I think you can just start a Q&A. How do I do this? Oh my God, I feel like Ethan trying to get a poll going. Start a Q&A. Ask me anything. Start Q&A. Okay, so if you have questions, drop them in the chat, in the box, and I will answer them as honestly as I can. Yeah, all right, so we'll keep going. Yeah, shout out to the Jews in chat. Shout out, Mazel Tov. I love Jewish food. Huge fan of like Jewish delis. I learned how to make brisket, like a Jewish brisket, for Shabbat. Oh my God, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Yeah, shout out Jews. Yeah, I made one. It's a banger. Actually, I can share the recipe I use because it's like sweet. Like the tomato sauce is a little bit sweet, and it's so good. All right, where is it? Which one is it? I think it's this one. Is it that one? This is very important. And I wanted to make one because I've wanted to make one for a while, but the thing that pushed me to finally make one was watching Mrs. Maisel, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And I know she's not Jewish and they should have gotten a Jewish girl to play her, but her walking around with her brisket in her Tupperware really made me want to do it. Oh, and as soon as Latke season rolls around, like Passover and Hanukkah, right, are both the season, I always make latkes. I am so easily influenced to make potato pancakes. It's like, it's crazy. And my wife doesn't love them, so I'll just get like a single russet potato. And she's like, latke time? And I'm like, yeah, I saw one person making it on Instagram, and now it's time. Latkes are so good. I like mine with both sour cream and applesauce. Oh, we're going to talk about Philly D. All right. So because we hit our super chat goal, the Q&A is open. Let me know if it works. Let's see. Let me go to questions. Okay. All right. Yeah. So just ask me anything. It can be as personal as you like. Oh, I see a question here. Kate, would you ever be open in the future to do more vlog style content? I feel like I've had some ideas for it. One of the things I really want to do is drive across the country. So that is something that I really want to do. And I think that would be fun to vlog. So that's one thing. Oh, Knish is great. I almost went to a very Jewish college, and they had Knishes like in the cafeteria, like every day. Matzo ball soup. Oh my God. There is a deli and restaurant in Philly. I had their matzo ball soup, and then I had their corned beef sandwich. Not Brandeis, Hofstra on Long Island. I think it was like the second or third highest Jewish population. They wanted me to play field hockey. Yeah, but I had never really had Knishes before, so I was like, what is that? But yeah, so the 7th Street Deli in Philly, my wife and I went. I will be moving to Philly. I am manifesting it. If only to have this corned beef sandwich more than like once a year. So I cried. I had the Reuben and I literally cried. Okay. Okay. The only Jewish deli near me is infamous for the owner yelling at her employees in front of the customers. Oh my God. I would just go there and watch that, which is horrible. But that's what my mom calls dinner and a show. She used to take us to this McDonald's near us when we were little. There was a very unstable woman who would work there in the evenings. And so we would go have a cheap dinner and then just watch this employee lose her shit. Dinner and a show. Dinner and a show. Did I share my brisket? Not my brisket. Did I share the brisket recipe? Here it is. Literally cannot wait to make it. Ta-da! Question, what kind of Halloween content are we getting here? Ooh, okay. That is something I am still thinking about. Something I really like to do is read aloud, and I want to read Frankenstein aloud. That would be more of like an ongoing stream. We will definitely do costumes. I want to try some like different Halloween makeup tutorials. I think that would be fun. I do tarot readings, so there'll be some of that. I love pumpkin carving. Ooh, that's a good idea. To pre-record the carving and read over it. I love that. Yeah, Frankenstein is like one of my favorite books. If you haven't read it, it's just great. It's so great and also pretty scary. Let me see if I just want to make sure I'm not missing questions. Oh my God, there's so many. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to just bang through these. What's your favorite? Okay, holy shit, there's so many. When did I start watching H3? Probably like 2013, 2014. I feel like it was around there. They were in New York, and then I went back and watched the Israel stuff. So yeah, I think it was around then because I had broken up with my crazy. Well, my ex had left me. My first marriage. She had divorced me. More on that for members. And then I started dating someone, and I think she was into H3 and also my brother. So I kind of got into it through them. Did I grow up in Massachusetts? No, I grew up in Connecticut. What's my favorite type of juice? Apple cider in the fall, lemonade in the summer. My 9 to 5, I am a writer, and that's all I'm going to say. Favorite LGBT movie? The Birdcage and Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Where is the mic? The mic is under the seat in my car. Favorite thing to cook or bake? I love to bake bread. Haven't done it in a while, but that is probably my favorite thing to bake. I'm not a huge like dessert person. Cooking, I like braising shit like a brisket, or I do like smothered chicken and mashed potatoes, which is always so good. Has anyone really been far even as decided to use even... What the fuck is that? What do you think us younger gay girlies should be cautious of in queer spaces? Also, show us your cats now. I have one cat somewhere in here. What should you be curious or cautious about? Listen, a lot of young people are just figuring themselves out. And so I would be cautious of missing the red flags, you know, because you're just like feeling so in love and so excited to have found like a queer love that you miss the red flags. So just be careful of that, because when someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? Is that Toni Morrison or Maya Angelou? One of those two. So that's that. But yeah, in general, I think you're just gonna have to make some mistakes. You know, the mistakes are good for you in some way. Alex with the more troll questions. How long have you been an H3 fan? Like I said, the New York content is what got me hooked. My favorite Taylor Swift album and song. It's I really love Red, but I think Red and Folklore are probably my two favorites. And I love obviously the 10-minute All Too Well and Last Great American Dynasty, because I've seen the house that's about. I read the biography of the woman it's about, Rebecca Harkness. Huge fan. What's your favorite British accent? Oh, I love a Scouser accent. That's one that I can't fully do yet, but I love a Scouser accent. Would you also consider doing like more interview style content, like sit down interviews or even on the spot interviews? I have a couple of friends that I've made content with before that are so fun and funny. And I have plans to involve them at some point if we can make it happen. Have you ever had the challah sandwich at Mamala's? Where is that? Thoughts on the Hunger Games saga? I loved the first movie. That's about all I know about it. How was being featured in the great Alex the Fiction's Dan the Clancy? It was fun. Everyone should go watch his video. Favorite music? I love Taylor Swift, obviously. Huge fan of singer, like female singer songwriters in general. I like Casey Musgraves. I love the Indigo Girls, Ani DeFranco. Yeah, because is it not working? Why isn't it working? Oh, there it is. Lesbian Tangent. I love lesbian things because I'm a lesbian. Favorite music. So yeah, a lot of singer-songwriters I really love. Yeah, that's what I've been into lately. Where is the membership button? I don't see one to join. It's usually next to this subscribe button. We don't have memberships yet. We will have memberships when I hit 10,000 subscribers. Because to me, that feels like critical mass. Kugel, sweet or savory? Sweet. Can you please say rotisserie with a French accent? Rotisserie. Rotisserie. What are you reading right now, if anything? I am reading Remarkably Bright Creatures. And it is really good. It's taking me forever. I am well overdue at the library, so sorry to anyone who's waiting. But yeah, it's really, really good. I've cried like twice so far. Favorite fanfic? I don't read fanfic. Have you ever had the smokehouse brisket sandwich from Arby's? No, I am not an Arby's fan. What's in your Letterboxd top 4 movies? Interesting that you asked this, because when I get asked this, my brain always like completely goes blank. So I have created a list of my favorite movies by category, and there are a lot. So let me pull them up. Where did I put it? Did I put it in this one? We are totally off on this tangent, and I'm loving it. Fave movies. Okay, here is my favorite movie list. I'll just show you the whole thing. Why not? Right? Why not? That's why we're here. Okay, so there are a couple different categories. I'll show you guys. There are some different categories here. Let me make this a little bit bigger for y'all. Okay, so my classic faves, these I will not make apologies for. I just love all of them. Little Women, I watch it every year. I read the book all the time. Louisa May Alcott is like one of my favorite authors ever. I've been to her house. I've been to her grave. She's the best. Other highlights here, Girl Interrupted, huge fan. Psycho, I'm a big Hitchcock fan. Remember the Titans is just perfect, in my opinion. Moulin Rouge is another one I've watched a zillion times. Comedies and horror. If you haven't seen Big Business with Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler, what are you doing with your life? Heavyweights is another one I've watched way too many times. Oh, I love Big Business so much, I wrote it on here twice. The Goonies, Ace Ventura, Breakfast Club. I mean, I have so many comedies and horrors. Cabin in the Woods is great. Jennifer's Body, again, so gay and so good. These are my recent faves. So Interstellar, like, changed my brain chemistry. Love Lies Bleeding was also incredible. Women Talking, the book was really good and the movie was good. That is one where the movie really held up. Midsommar, I loved. Inside is the Bo Burnham special, which was just incredible. I don't know why I put, these are all old as fuck. I don't know why I put these in here. And Moonlight was so beautiful. Foreign faves, like I said, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Amélie, Bleu is part of like a series. And then Être et Avoir is, it's a documentary about a one-room schoolhouse in France. And it's like over the course of the year. And it's just so beautiful. And then all-time favorites, got a bunch of them in here. So Interstellar, Midsommar, Little Women, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Love Lies Bleeding, Everything Everywhere All at Once, loved that. Eternal Sunshine is another like obsessive favorite. The Breakfast Club as well. And The Hours, because Mrs. Dalloway is like my favorite book of all time. So that's my movies. Those are my movies. Favorite nonfiction book. My favorite nonfiction book. I don't read a ton of nonfiction. I really liked I'll Be Gone in the Dark, about the Golden State Killer, and I really liked I'm Glad My Mom Is Dead by Jeanette McCurdy. Do I Wear Hats in the Wintertime? Have you watched Yellow Jackets? If so, opinions. Loved it. Haven't watched the new season. No spoilers, please. Did you watch Ethan's house tour? Yes. A lot of people in the comments loved it and were asking for more of that type of content. He probably won't do that. Will you wear hats? I don't know. What is that from? That sounds familiar. Have you worn hats? Will you wear hats? Oh, that sounds familiar. Oh, yes. Do you wear wigs? Will you wear wigs? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, okay, so those are the questions for now. Will you wear wigs? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Elijah Wood. Right. Okay. Did I look up Bound? Oh, I've seen Bound. I have seen Bound. Okay, where the F are we even? Let me get back to the actual content here. Yeah, so we hear that Ethan's working on another Hasan video. And then we have some info on the lawsuits in the VOD from, when was that, yesterday? And Ethan considers that a total flawless victory. Let's get into this here.
Last week, they did respond, and I'm going to...
Sorry. It's coming.
Go over it for you guys now, and I'm just going to put it this way. This is just a total flawless victory for us. That's how I'm seeing it, and I'll explain why. So here's the filing, and I'm only going to show Denims because they have the same...
All right, so he calls it a total flawless victory. People were freaking out because it said that Denims is demanding a jury trial, but apparently demand does not have the same connotation, the same weight in legalese. It just means asking for a jury trial, which is the same thing Ethan did when he filed the lawsuit. So it's completely like run of the mill, by the book. It's nothing exceptional. It's not like she's doing some brave thing by wanting to go to court. That's not what this is. And I assumed that she would be working to get most or all of this dismissed. But as we'll see, they have done nothing to try to get any of this dismissed, which is really, really weird. And then we have both Casey and Denim's lawyer. It seems like they are just like phoning it in. Like it's all copy pasted, as Ethan will say here.
Deny. That's the Hasan form. Look at all this. Look at this copy pasting. It's the same answer between 22 and fucking...
It's crazy.
Is it the same? Between 22 and 45, which says, answering paragraph 32, in this case, defendant lacks sufficient knowledge or information to form a belief concerning the truth of the factual allegations contained there within. On that basis, denies such allegations. So they copy-pasted that monster of a claim, 22 to 24. This is essentially an exercise in saving money and cutting every corner possible and doing as little as possible, right?
So basically, I mean, what Ethan is saying is that they don't want to pay their lawyer to actually respond to this stuff. So they're just having them say, we deny these allegations, not any reason why or anything like that. And it just continues like that. There's also so we have lacks sufficient knowledge as one of the copy paste jobs. And then there's another one. And it's just all apparently cutting quarters. I have not seen enough lawsuits to know that this looks different than others. But if Ethan's attorney was surprised by the lack of information here, I think that's pretty interesting. And like Ethan says in this video, they failed to tell their story, right? This was their chance to tell the story. And then we have Ethan kind of trying to figure out what exactly happened here, right? Because Denim's talked a big game, and now this is what we get.
To go to war. They were talking a big game. Denims was just raising money a few months ago to sue me for defamation. What happened? You were so tough. You were talking all kinds of shit. You started to GoFundMe. What happened to this? You had a chance and you didn't even write in a counterclaim. What a coward loser you are. What a coward loser you are, Denims. No counterclaim, no motion to dismiss.
Yeah, so they didn't do either of the things that Ethan and his attorney expected, two things that you would anticipate coming from somebody who wanted things thrown out or really like believed that Ethan had done something frivolous or in the wrong. The counterclaim would be suing Ethan for other things, like, oh yeah, well, you did this. And motion to dismiss is like, throw out these charges on these grounds. And they didn't do either one. What I didn't know before this is whether or not there's still time for a counterclaim or a motion to dismiss. So I looked it up because that's what I do when I don't know things. And all right, so this is the motion to dismiss. And yeah, I looked up when to file a motion to dismiss. A motion to dismiss is typically filed by the defendant early in a civil case before filing an answer to challenge the legal basis of the plaintiff's complaint or the court's authority to hear the case. So the motion to dismiss should have been filed before this answer. I believe this, what Denims has returned is the answer to this lawsuit, right? That she had, a certain number of days to do. So a motion to dismiss. Oh, you guys didn't even see it. Here we go. Nope, I'm still not doing it. There we go. The motion to dismiss is supposed to be filed before filing the answer. So no, there's no time left to try to get things dismissed, which is crazy. Because it seems like par for the course for any lawsuit to try to get some of the charges thrown out, because that should reduce what the damages are, right? And then I wondered, okay, well, maybe they still have time to put in a counterclaim. Maybe there's still time to say there's time to sue, right? Well, according to Google, you generally file a counterclaim when you have a legal claim against a person or entity suing you, and you want to present it as part of their original lawsuit. The specific deadline depends on the court's rules, but often coincides with filing your answer to the complaint, which is usually a short period after you're served. You should file your counterclaim at the same time as your answer to avoid the court dismissing it, and it's best to consult the court's forms and an attorney if you have any questions about your specific case. Now, obviously, this is just the AI overview for these two things, so there might be loopholes and there might still be a chance for their lawyer to do these things, but why didn't they do these? Like, why didn't they do these seemingly like rote defense of their position? It seems strange, right? Seems very, very strange. So what happens next? According to Ethan, there will be discovery and a summary judgment, which means the judge will basically decide if this even needs to go to trial. And if not, then there'll be a judgment. And we will see who wins. And then we are still waiting on Frogan's response, which, according to Ethan, is due in a couple of weeks. Hello. All right, I saw a couple more questions, so I'm going to answer those before I move on to the next segment here, which is about Kick and something terrible that happened on Kick this week. What are your thoughts on people pointing out that a lot of the crew stay silent when the topic of Hasan comes up? I think that we need to chill out with that. That's what I think. I think, first of all, I think that it's a really good thing that we are sort of separating out the really contentious topics into VODs now. I think that's going to give the crew a breather. I don't think we need to behave like snarkers and act like we are in charge of what they say out loud, right? Because the snarkers are like, take accountability, quit your job. And then they have people in the H3 community being like, what the fuck? You need to say something, pussies, right? So I just want to encourage us to not be like that, right? These are real people with real fears and differing opinions. And so I think we just need to chill. And as a reminder, I think I said this last stream, you can feel how you want to feel inside, right? You don't have to share it on the internet. And I highly recommend getting an H3 buddy that you can DM with to talk things through. But posting it on the subreddit, it's not going to do anything but upset people, like upset specifically the crew. And so I don't really see the point of doing that. Okay. Last week, Ethan started talking about the possibility of moving the streams to Kick or multi-streaming on Kick, and that conversation continued into this week. Before the events of earlier this week happened, the tragic events on Kick, I had written down that my one concern with multi-streaming was what kind of audience is going to now be combined with us, right? Like what kind of people are watching things on Kick, and how will that influx of new viewers change our community? And I think we got a little bit of an idea of what that might be, because Kick is now in the middle of a pretty horrific international scandal. This is very, very sad. I'm not going to show anything too horrible. I'm going to do my best not to show anything too bad. But this is the story. So this week, a French streamer known as Jean Pormanov died on stream. Passed away live on stream during a 10-day marathon. This is him. This is Jean. He seemed to be both physically and mentally disabled to some degree. He had been living at home with his mother and then eventually moved in with these two streamers, Owen and Safine. Owen went by Naruto, I believe. And he became like he was like the whipping boy for them, like the butt of all their jokes. He was like their French lol cow, but it was really, really, really toxic. I mean, I've seen just little clips of the way they treated him. This man was like probably twice their age, and they moved him in and just, in my opinion, used him to get views. And they beat him up, they humiliated him, they insulted him, they told him he would be nothing without them. They told him they were helping him become a real man so he could have a family, because that's what he wanted. And then after 10 days of abuse from them, and it's been like ongoing abuse for years now, after 10 days of abuse, he died. He died in his sleep on stream. Like, I saw him take his last breaths today. So I'm just going to read this through. Streamer Jean Pormanov, real name Raphael Gravin, died last night live on Kick. So this was the 18th he died. For years, his so-called friends humiliated him on camera with beatings, bullying, and insults, all for donations. I think there's just like stills in here, but trigger warning just in case. On Monday night, after 10 days of nonstop streaming, let me move myself out of the way. Sorry, y'all. Jean fell asleep on camera and never woke up. Viewers watched as his body was shaken by his companions, who only realized minutes later that he was gone. A live video, now widely shared, reportedly shows him inanimate under a duvet with two men nearby, one tossing a small plastic bottle of water at him. He was already dead. I saw that today. If you've ever seen someone dead, you could look at him and know that he was dead. Those 10 days weren't just harmless gaming or chatting. They were 10 days and nights of humiliation, extreme physical violence, sleep deprivation, even being made to swallow toxic products, all live and fully monetized for donations. These are the guys, and this is Jean here. This is during the 10 days. And basically, the more they abused him, the more donations they got, and the further they went. The channel behind this is called Le Local, run by streamers known as Narutovi and Safin. Mediapart exposed them last year for live humiliation and violence for audience shares. They were detained, then released, and the channel kept going. So the authorities got involved, but Kik didn't do anything, apparently. There's a clip from weeks ago that's especially haunting. His friends laugh about what would happen if he died live. One insists he should say on camera that if he ever dies, it'll be because of his health, not them. Under pressure, Jean said it. I also saw a clip of them choking him out for 2 minutes. Just cutting off circulation to his brain and kind of bragging about how long they went for. Some people are now arguing he was a consenting adult, fully aware of what he signed up for. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. But in reality, in a message to his mother, Jean wrote, "It's going too far. I feel like I'm being sequestered with their shitty concept." Jean, a fragile man in his 40s, this is him here, who'd spent much of his life streaming alone from his parents' house, wanted community and to belong. Instead, he ended up surrounded by people who made him the punchline. After falling in with this new group, he moved in. Streaming became his whole life. On camera, his friends kept reminding him how they had rescued him, how he owed everything to them. See, here he is being choked. Clips show them mocking his past, saying he never had friends, never had love. They called him disabled, beat him, even strangled him, and all of it was played for laughs, with viewers sending money to keep the abuse going. Other streamers saw it coming. Ava Mine said months ago, this channel should never have been public, both for the damage it did to viewers and the way Jean himself clearly wasn't in control. After his death, she said, "It pisses me off to have been right." Arcunia, one of France's biggest streamers, wrote, "I have rarely been so shocked. Frightening that such content could continue for years without anyone intervening. Whether it's the disgusting shit on the videos or Kik, I hope they all pay." I hope everyone does. Meanwhile, the men behind Le Local are now posting tributes, calling Jean their brother, and asking people not to share the footage of his death. Yeah, because they feel implicated in it. One wrote, "No one knows, but everyone talks. We loved each other, that's all that matters." Yet a funny way of showing it. France's digital minister, Clara Chapaz, called the case an absolute horror, announced a judicial investigation, and said she had contacted Kik directly. But Mediapart says the government was warned months ago. Back then, Kik simply wasn't a priority. So Kik wasn't doing anything, and the French government could have stepped in, and they didn't. Kik, the Australian streaming site, said it couldn't comment due to privacy rules. Their term bans heinous violence, but moderation is looser than Twitch's. In the end, someone died on their platform, sparking a national debate in France on social media responsibility. And I mean, this is like, to me, this shit is like what Vitaly was doing, right? And it was okay. It was okay because the victims were allegedly predators. But it was the same kind of thing, right? It was trying to, it was beating people up and humiliating and harassing them for money, right? It was like the Coliseum in 2025. Kik reminds me of living in a boys' high school dorm, but instead of getting expelled, you get paid. Yeah, it's really horrible, and it's like the worst of humanity is rewarded in these situations. Let me just see if there's anything else in this one. This one is in French. Let me see if I can quickly translate, just see if there's anything. Yeah, this is basically saying the same thing, but here's like just more of the stuff that was done to him. This is one of the guys. He was like a brother to me. Yeah. These are this is the chat in the final moments of his life. JP's dead. So yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's disgusting. And I don't know why Kick didn't intervene. This certainly would not have happened on YouTube, I don't think, but could it have happened on Twitch? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's Kick that's the problem or if it's young men that's the problem. I know it's young men that's the problem. It's the culture of young men. It's the culture of the internet, of gaming, of capitalism, right? It's just like this perfect storm that just creates opportunity to take advantage of people, and it's so disgusting. So the good news is that the French government is launching an investigation, but I mean, too little, too late. Jean is dead now. So they will probably go to jail. I don't see how they wouldn't go to jail, especially because I think it's easier to face consequences in France than it is here. They have different rules about innocent until proven guilty. So yeah, I think they're going to be in big trouble. And I think that the French government is going to make an example out of them. And I hope they do, because this is really disgusting. I mean, there's absolutely no way that the shit that Jean went through didn't at least contribute to his death. Like, they put his body under stress for 10 days straight after years of constant abuse. Kick is going to be banned in France. Yeah, they would do that. Yeah, French court is crazy. Yeah, they're like, I don't give a fuck. You're going to jail. So yeah, really terrible. Really, really terrible. So this is like another strike against us, against H3 streaming on Kick, even multi-streaming. I don't think that the platform should be legitimized if they allow something like this to happen. That poor man is dead because people like these young French guys almost certainly watched people like Vitaly and other streamers get away with close to murder, right, on Kick, after being kicked off other sites, off of other streaming platforms. And then they made their own show. And they got their own little whipping boy, and they whipped him to death. It's really, really terrible. And I hope the U.S. news picks it up more, because there's a lot of disgusting U.S. streaming happening as well. Ethan is so angry at Twitch, he might do it just to stick it to them, despite the quality of people on Kick. I get that, but I hope he doesn't. Because I don't think this platform in its current state should be rewarded with such a huge channel as H3. I think they need to make a lot of changes to be worthy of our show and of our audience, right? And I don't want people who watch that kind of shit and who laugh when someone dies on stream to be part of our community, you know? I think that that's a net negative. And I'm all for the crew getting their bag, right? Like, I was on board for the most part, but after seeing this, like, how blackpilling is it just to see someone die on stream and see everyone laughing, and then the guy's like throwing a water bottle at his head? Like, it's horrible. Jack Doherty had his security around beating people up. Exactly. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's allowed on Kick that is gross, and it leads to people like this, you know, taking advantage of it. I hope that I think that would be a great idea. Like, Ethan really could make a difference. He could say, I'm not signing with y'all until there are harsher, more stringent terms of service that make sure shit like this doesn't happen. Because there's no way people weren't reporting that stream over the course of 10 days, you know? And of course there's like another layer to all of this now, which is the Islamophobic, xenophobic, racist French people coming out and saying that it's because one of the streamers is Muslim, and like, oh, this is a stain on French culture. And it's like, guys, this is what I mean when I say that, like, the extremists will hitchhike on any movement, right? Like, can we just like be sad for this poor man and not make it about race and religion and shit? It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's so sad. So yeah, I will be following this, and I'll check in on it and give you guys any updates. That wasn't the only tweet to his mom. He said like something else, like he wanted to leave. It was really, really sad. So, oh wait, hold on. Afin de porter plainte contre ceux qui there's like they're like connected. It looks like they're connected, and shocking, they're connected to another organization that's like going after predators, kind of like Kick did. I mean, kind of like Vitali did. So of course, it's the same kind of like, it's like free reign. It's like the purge on predators. It's like a way to get your aggression out and feel like you're doing something good. You're not. You're being disgusting. So there's that. All right, let's get into the show. Let's get into the actual show here. Let me just double check before we start if there's any more little questions for me. No, great, perfect. We'll keep going. Okay, so top of the show, we got confirmation on the final new schedule, which I kind of dig. I kind of dig it. It is thus, and I put it out. I put it here so we can all visualize it, because I like to visualize things. So Mondays, there will be a normal H3 show for 3 hours. We're not getting the shorter 2-hour episodes. And also I will do an after party. Wednesdays is a member show. No after party for member shows, because that's, behind a paywall. I might do a stream. You never know. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes I'll do one, right? If there's something interesting going on. And then Fridays, we will have another normal show for 3 hours. And then I will do an after party either Friday or Sunday evening, depending on what my life looks like. So yeah, that's what we have for now. This, of course, could change again. But at least for now, we have a bit of a guidance potentially for this coming week. I kind of like that it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that the 4 shows a week was clearly exhausting everyone, right? So let's see what this grants us. We did hear that there are a lot more VODs coming. Not clear when the VODs publish. I think that'll be just more surprises for now. Again, I'll say I hope that they tighten that up and figure out what days they're going to publish so we can, work that into reacting to the content. Wednesday members is 2 hours? I thought that was 3 hours. Oh yeah, you might be right. That's 2 hours. I think you did say that. Thank you. Yeah, so whenever we have VODs, I will fold those into either an after party, or if I'm planning a deep dive stream on something else, work it into that. Hopefully they're more produced than Ethan at Desk to Camera. It sounds like they will be. I mean, they talked about an interview that's coming, and then what was the other one? Oh, the house tour. They published that as well. And it's all cleaned up. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, it's Nate's birthday. Happy birthday to Nate. And we got probably the best Doppeldanner, Danelganger in a long time, right? We got this guy who the jury is still out on whether or not this is AI. I didn't think it was right away, but let's see.
This is the first time I've seen one.
Yes, Tamara did say that she has something cool coming up. And that's what I was saying last time when she was here, is that I think the VODs are going to give her way more room to do cool shit because she won't be within the constraints of live TV, right? She can do really cool stuff. All right, so here's the Doppeldanner of the day.
One of these photos, a Dan lookalike that absolutely blew my mind. I literally thought it was a Photoshop or some Halloween picture
The
of Dan.
hairline makes you think AI, okay?
That's the first time?
This is by far the craziest one.
I thought it was made with AI, with like a specific photo of
That's
Dan
so
that's always
interesting.
used.
I feel like I've seen this.
See, to me, I feel like the skin doesn't look AI. Oh, shit.
Dogs
Gotta
that
be
look
AI.
more like him.
It's a
I
real
know
person.
The photo.
You've seen dogs that look more like him?
soul
Yeah, when
is
they
in there.
when they post sometimes like this dog looks just like Dan.
It looks like Dan
Yes.
with wearing a wig.
I mean, it definitely looks like Dan. People are saying it's 100% AI. Well, okay, so when people were saying, "Oh, it looks like Dan with a wig on," I was like, "Wait, we have evidence of Dan with a wig on. So let's see if it looks the same." And so I did just a little side by side, and then we have another exercise to do with this content. Make this bigger. Is this the same man? Obviously, this wig has been styled by Olivia, I imagine. It's not the hairline, it's the hair texture and density. Yeah, you can't really see like the scalp at all, which is usually a giveaway of like a wig and also probably AI. All white guys look the same. Yeah, I mean, you might be right. To me, it was like the skin looked so good and not weird and not like uncanny that I didn't really think that it was AI. But also when they showed like the sample photo that was probably used, that did seem like it was AI. But I don't know, man. I definitely see the resemblance. Definitely different teeth. You sent the pic you think they used. Oh, you sent it to them. Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think you definitely nailed it. All right. The other thing that people said, is that the photo looked like a picture of Dan and Zach together. So I want to put Dan and Zach into one of those like baby face generators and see what comes out. So I'm just going to drop them in. Now, let me see. Where did I put them? Where did my Dan picture go? Where did they go? That's not fair. Is it in here, maybe? Maybe it's in here. Please hold. Talk amongst yourselves. What the F? I downloaded their pictures. This sucks, man. All right, 1 second, y'all. I gotta dig for a sec. No, don't know where they are. Cool. Check our Discord. Oh, okay, hang on 1 second. Sorry, Discord was closed. In the Discord. I'm going. Oh, of course it's updating. Technology. In the Discord. Oh, also, speaking of technology, I downloaded Steam and I got that Subnautica game. So maybe we can play that one day. I wanted to get it on Switch, but it's a pain in the ass to play Switch via OBS. So I was like, I'll just get it on Steam. It's only like $8, I think, it was like on super deep discount, which is awesome. Because that was already a game I was looking at because I love like open world games. I can tell you like my dream game that I have not been able to find yet, and maybe y'all gamers can help me. My dream game is like an open world multiplayer in real time. So you're in the game and other people are like on the same server in your game, in which like an apocalypse has happened and you're having to like rebuild. And you run into other people and you can either choose to like be friends with them and like collaborate, or maybe you like fight those people, right? And so it's like a really intense, realistic like simulation of like post-apocalyptic life. I've heard people talk about Rust. Is that... Sounds like Rust. Okay, and so like Rust is like real people, like real other people. Okay, Fallout, Rust. Because that's literally what I want. I want to like rebuild and like run into other people and be like, oh shit, you know? Is real people a stupid thing to say? Being a girl on Rust is a little iffy though. Ugh, God damn it. That sucks. Oh, yes. This was the picture they brought up in the stream, right? All right, so I'm going to use this picture, and then I'm just going to get a picture of Zach. Dan pick, which I already did today. Zach Lewis pick. Look at this guy. I love Zach. I feel like Zach doesn't get enough love. You know? He's such a little sweetie. I feel like he gets not enough love. All right, let's try this again. We got Dan as the mother or the father, I guess. Here we go. It's uploading Dan's picture now. Rust is toxic. God damn it. Public online servers, real people. Try Fallout 76. Okay, Fallout 76. Fallout 76. Okay. Rust is way too sweaty and more PvP, so I recommend Fallout 76, more PvP, more friendlier. Girl, I don't know what PvP means. Fallout 76. Okay. All right, now let's upload Zachy's picture. What the fuck? It's not the right format. I hate the internet today. I hate the internet. I hate the internet. Type. No, that's not what I want. Okay. Just give me a front-facing picture of sweet Zachary. Sweet Zachariah. I'd argue that Zach's goblin mode with sound bites rivals Ethan's 1000%. Guys, it's going to be worth it as soon as I like actually get it. Do you know what I mean? I'll just get one of his Instagram pictures. Oh my God, he's just doing all sneakers now on his little Insta. Zachariah. I just need a face shot, bro. There we go. Okay. Thank you. All right, now let's upload Zach as the mother. Open. Okay. Confirm. Okay, are we ready? We want a boy. Oops, let's move me over here. Okay, we want a boy. Generate for free. Let's see if this looks like the guy on the show. This is going to be terrifying. Fallout 76 is fun as hell. Play it every day. Okay, let's do... We can... All right, we'll definitely... I will get that. This is definitely going to be cursed for sure. Dan is a tired, short-tempered mom, and Zach is the fun but too carefree dad. 100%. Aw, that's really cute. That is not at all what I expected. And of course, it made it a baby, not like a human person. That is like just like a normal-looking baby. That's like basic as hell. Zan or daiquiri? I like daiquiri. It is a baby generator. I know. I really was hoping that would be worth it, but that did not look as fucked up as they used to. No worries, zombies. A baby, not a human person. Babies are not human people, okay? Babies are not human people. So that was like no payoff for a lot of suspense. I hope you guys loved that. And that's why we're here. You know what I mean? Okay, where are my notes? That's the doppelganger. I agree that the guy, if he exists, needs to call in, but it seems like everybody here is pretty sure that it is AI. Baby is not an ethnic, 100%. Okay, then we got a grape tickler
you're gonna
mention.
be like a human grape.
That's right.
I like grapes. They're cool.
Grape tickler.
Not this one.
Grapes are cool.
Grape tickler.
The grape.
See, Hila knows because Hila's in chat most days, right? Grape tickler mention. Brr, 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 brr. Grape tickler mention. Sometimes grape tickler's in our chat. They are not here tonight.
The what?
Grape tickler.
That was
It's a fan. It's a
Ethan's
fan.
so confused.
Grape tickler.
Oh, grape tickler.
Yeah.
Shout
sounds
out,
sexual.
Grape tickler.
I know.
It is.
And he says it's not.
It is.
Oh, they were
he
here
insists it's
earlier.
not?
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Fair
lying.
enough.
Sounds like a grape tickling little fucking creep.
Probably a clanker, dude.
But
Could be. It could just
there
be a
is an
bot.
interesting philosophical issue. Let's say that AI become self-sufficient.
All right, so then they get into AI, but we did get in a grape tickler mention, which I wanted to point out. So shout out, Grape Tickler. Okay, and here is probably the craziest moment of the show today, which just really solidified that we are in the weirdest timeline possible. Keemstar sent gifts to the entire crew, and it was like completely wholesome and wonderful. And I was like smiling like an idiot. It was so crazy. So here is the crew getting their package from Keemstar.
You're gonna.
Oh wait, that's not the right one. Hang on. There we go. Here they are getting their package from Keemstar.
Don't show yet.
The
Let me
watch.
look at it first. Oh,
I love
there's
this part.
white powder in here.
He thinks he's so funny. And you know what? Yeah. You gotta, as they say on Love Island, you gotta back yourself. You gotta back yourself. You gotta laugh at your own jokes. You know what I mean?
Anthrax.
Oh, is it the hoodie? Oh,
Wait, hold on. It's not just the
See,
hoodie.
Hila,
I see
hardcore
something
fan.
extra.
Hardcore fan. Hila was so happy.
We are in the upside down.
Agreed, AB. This was crazy. And we all know Hila's a huge fan, right? Huge fan. You go back yourself, babes. You go back yourself. That's right. I'm sorry, but I do not trust Keem. He will turn heel again. He might. And, you know, the question of the day was if he should come on the show to squash the beef. That could kick off another heel genesis for Keem, right? That could be the downfall. So I'm not sure if I should support it or not. First of all, I think the hoodie looks like a Switch controller. Am I the only one? Yeah, they said the hoodies were like $100 each. Let me see if I can get the actual number. Why are the hoodies so expensive? Excuse me. Oh yeah. $99.95. And you can get your name embroidered. I didn't know if that was just like a sweet little touch that they did for the gang, but that's nice. That's a nice touch for the folks at home. There we go. So that's the hoodie, and I was like, oh my god, they got Elu on. I wonder what they got everyone else. The fact that everyone got one.
Down.
I also think it's so wild that the reason these hoodies got to the office is because AB gave Keemstar the address. Like, nobody hated Keemstar more. Maybe Ethan, and that's it. Like, AB was the one that suggested they turn the bathroom, like the toilet, into like Keemstar with an open mouth, right? It is really just insane. It's really insane. I think that's the colors that make it look cheap. He did call Lena a witch, yes. He did call Lena a witch. Yeah, so it's just like, it's just wild. This is a wild, wild timeline. To think that Keem would be giving the crew like these giant smiles and iDubbbz is the pariah? I'll say one thing about growing up. Growing up, it becomes really surprising who your friends end up being. Shit turns on a dime, guys. If you're younger, just wait. Shit turns on a dime. It is wild. She's so happy.
Here's mine, Ethan.
This is so sweet.
Ethan Klein, that's me. Let's get those cow hoodies on. There's more.
This feels like I'm getting a hug right now.
This was literally me the whole episode.
That's right.
The whole time they were showing this.
Pasture, because call me a cow.
Ducky.
I'll be a cow. All right.
Nice.
Damn.
Good. Very sharp.
I mean,
He's a hater. Immediately hating.
it's pretty
Look at these
hideous, the
Wow.
design.
Yeah, it's
What, can you button this?
Thank God we're not live.
That's just a rogue.
I think it just looks like a Switch controller. That's all I can think of.
Damn.
I mean, this is their style, though. This is how Keemstar's merch always looks. And I mean, I think it's great. I'm going to wear it. I do think it's hideous. Just the blue and the red.
I mean, is that gonna start the new enemy arc? Calling the hoodie hideous? The hoodious?
And the black. And why does the
This
cow
is
have
literally
3D
so sweet.
3D glasses.
This is America.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's red, white, and
Where
blue.
anything's possible. He threatened.
I was in a work meeting and had this on the other screen on mute, and I caught myself smiling like an idiot while watching. I know!
Okay.
The skulls.
Skull. It's a fake skull.
This weekend, when I was in Vermont, I went to the mothership of King Arthur Baking Company, because I'm a bread baker, and they had little tiny skull molds, like for baking, like to do like little mini cakes. I almost bought it because I would love to send the crew delicious skulls to eat. Wouldn't that be nice?
With a LOLCOW Live sticker. So
I want that.
We love the humor. If we love Keemstar for one
Okay,
thing,
yeah, it is
for
a
his
Switch
sense of
controller.
humor.
Absolutely.
I want that in my background right there.
And of course, two.
Yeah, there you go. Look.
One for love. Well, let's see what it says.
This is just crazy.
ABAI.
AB got 2. That's the funniest part. Is Dan didn't get one and AB got 2 on accident. I know Keemstar's kicking himself for that, to miss one like that. We get cheetah print, leopard print, tiger print. We need more cow print. 100%. The Dan snub, yeah, that was so funny. Dan got absolutely stiffed. So yeah, I just thought this was such a sweet, wholesome moment, and it really brought things full circle. And I like being part of this community because I think Ethan and Hila both model the ability to accept that others can change. You know, it's not like in Hasan's world where you get blacklisted and you can never make up for whatever imagined sins there are, right? we all know that Ethan will forgive anybody if they show that they're a better person now, right? If you show a little vulnerability, Ethan's like, come on in, bring it in. Bring it in. And I just think that's a wonderful thing. And it doesn't mean that Keemstar is perfect. And it doesn't mean that, he didn't do horrible things in the past, right? But for people who talk a lot about changing the criminal justice system and focusing more on rehabilitation than punishment, all the online Marxists seem to really like punishment and ostracism and just like abandoning people. Yeah, restorative justice. I agree, James. I really do think they're positive role models. It's also such a quality of maturity to be forgiving like that. Because you just realize that life is short. Life is short, and you also know how much you have grown and changed over the years, and you think back to all the stupid shit you did when you were younger and all the stupid shit you said, and you just see people as human, right? And not as like these caricatures or these archetypes that serve a specific purpose. You just like, it just humanizes everyone. It's like when you get to a certain age and you start realizing like your parents are just people, right? And they fuck up and they make mistakes, and it's just so interesting. And I'm glad to be on this side of things where people aren't just written off forever. Things aren't black and white. That's right. Except, Hasan always thinks they are. Oh, this is really cool. Okay. That jump off challenge that they were watching, those guys that were like diving into the ocean off that stone wall? Well, I found out a little more about them, and obviously I feel like anything that you dig into enough, you're going to find something cool. And I did a little digging because I was like, oh, maybe they're West African, because that's like all along the coast and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous there, and a lot of them speak French, so it's like an interest to me, our West African countries and cultures. But it's actually East Africa. So let's just watch for anybody who might have missed a little bit of this.
Yeah,
seems to be the only one on here. To be
wow. Here they are at the same spot. 1.4 million.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this video I've seen.
This is so cool.
They're really cool.
What?
Oh my god.
The world is so big and beautiful. I'm feeling like so emotional right now, but the world is just so big and beautiful. There's just cool shit happening everywhere,
Oh, well, that was just in the water.
I love this bitch. Yes.
Style points here.
This is like, I feel like this is like East African ballroom culture. When I saw this, I was like, this is like in Pose, just as like a full story.
Okay, 10.
No, they're not in Kenya.
Yeah, that was good.
So it's just the most stylish jumping in.
Look at that. Like literally how. This is literally like ballroom culture.
Really cool.
This guy
Like, look
scared
at
the
this.
fuck out
That's
of me.
insane.
Wow.
Whoa is right.
So cool. Okay, so it turns out that this is a place in Zanzibar, which is a set of islands off the coast of Eastern Africa. Let me just pull this up on here so y'all can see where it is. Oh, I didn't need to do that. I can just zoom out. But before I do that, let me take my address off of here. Shout out. Okay, so. Wow, I'm so smart for doing that. All right, so here is Eastern Africa. This is Tanzania. So Zanzibar, I think, is part of Tanzania. It's these islands, and there's also like these little tiny islands too. So where they're doing this is in a place called Stone Town. Right on the coast, and I think it's because it's all stone there, right? Like lots of stone paths and walls. And so this is where they're doing it, specifically at the Forodani Gardens in Stone Town, Zanzibar. So the Forodani is right here. So it's near here. The cool thing is that they actually contacted, I guess like they, at some point, these guys were trying to get Lupita Nyong'o to come to Zanzibar to like see them jumping. And she went, which I just think is so cool. So here she is. There's copyrighted music, but we will watch it on mute. Okay, so how it started. How it started is they saw her in Black Panther and they were like, we got to get her here. So they were like making videos, trying to get her to come, doing their cool jumps. And then she must have started following them, but then she showed up. She actually went there. You invited me and I'm here. This is amazing. Okay. So then we got people jumping. Fully clothed. And then Lupita jumps off. Lupita did it. I thought she was just going to go and like hang out and watch them do it, but she actually jumped. How cool is that? So I just love that. That just made me so happy. Yeah, she's awesome. What a cool thing to do, you know? 3 years ago. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. Just so cool. So I just loved that. Then Ethan went over the impromptu house tour. He uploaded the whole thing, but it seems like it came down. So let me see if it's back up. People were saying that the video was down. Yeah. So for whatever reason, the video's down. Who knows how long it's going to take for them to put it back up. Sometimes videos take forever to reprocess. As someone mentioned, maybe he doxed himself in it. Maybe there was mail or something on the counter or something like that. It's deleted, but someone else uploaded it yesterday. Yeah, I have clips of it, but I figure I'll just wait till they put the whole thing up because it's, it's better that way. I don't want to accidentally dox anyone. But I will say there were a couple things. First of all, juicing a watermelon, like Ethan said, 10 out of 10 recommend it. The way I love to do it, I put it in a blender and then just pour it through a strainer, which to me is easier than like mashing it all up. And then I make limeade and add the watermelon juice to the limeade. 10 out of 10 recommend that. Or you can just get like the Simply limeade and make your own concoction that way. It is so good. I made it on like vacation one year, and my friend, like we were on vacation with a bunch of friends, and they had me make it every single day. So we were buying like 3 watermelons a day to like eat one and then juice one, and then we'd juice the rest of the other one, and I would just make limeade like forever. And they still talk about it. My friend's like, yo, send me your recipe. I always feel like I'm crazy when they talk about watermelon, but I'm not a watermelon fan. I think watermelon's kind of divisive, which is surprising to me. But yeah, watermelon limeade, definitely do it. It is so refreshing and delicious, and it's easy to make, and it's a crowd pleaser. I can definitely attest to that. Whenever the video comes back up, there were a couple highlights for me. Definitely the pop-up outlets in the kitchen, just as cool as they were described. Very, very cool. Also, Ethan and Hila have their own toilets, and the toilets are so cool. Very, very cool. And the shredder garden was also really, really sweet. And then at the end, they've talked a little bit about if this kind of content is ever going to happen again. And I thought that it'd be good to share here so people aren't wondering. So here is what Ethan says about potentially doing an official house tour, like MTV Cribs.
So they're saying post it.
Okay. Exactly.
Well, there you go. So you guys got a little tease. You're going to have to wait. I'll post it right when this ends. Let's upload it. We'll be ready to go.
Yeah, the tree waterfall. It was like rain, like trickling off of the leaves. It was so sweet.
And you're posting on Instagram?
It's such a bad decision.
How is it a bad decision?
Okay, so Love thinks it's a bad decision to upload the full video. And apparently he was right because it came down already.
Good, I will do my job.
Wait, how is it a bad decision?
I will do my job.
I don't think viewer retention was going to be great. I think a lot of people already watched it on the Reddit and also live. And I think
there's only 40,000.
Okay, so he's thinking that it's not worth publishing because you're not going to get a lot of views. I don't know.
People watching live.
no, but on the Reddit and between all of that. But hey, let's post it.
You put it up for a poll.
So let's see. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see who's
See
the
what
SEO
happens.
king. I know it's terrible, but I do think that there's some intrinsic value there just because people express that they enjoyed it so
And
much.
it also limits possibly do a proper house tour in the future.
I'm not doing that.
So there's your answer. We are never going to get a real daylight, well filmed, quality audio house tour. So if you want to see stuff in Ethan's house or around his house or whatever, you gotta watch the in 140p version.
I know I'm not doing that.
All right.
I
You
already
guys-
know what Ethan thinks about those. They're super cringe. He'll
Well,
never
you-
do a serious one.
You guys
Yeah,
caught
they're
me
cringe.
vulnerable and kept.
Yeah, a Cribs parody. I don't think you'd have to do it like in a serious way. I think it would be fun to do it in a parody way, you know? Like how they're always like, this is where the magic happens. And they open like the door to the bedroom, but in this one you like open the door to the bathroom or something. You know, like do it in a silly way. But I think, yeah, it's hard. It's hard too. We'll see.
Talking me into doing more and more stuff. So, but I'm not gonna ever do a video like that again.
That was the magic of the Insta Live.
Yeah.
Olivia was there. I was there. It was really fun. It was a good time. It was crazy. And shout out to the Discord besties for sharing that he was on live because I would have missed it. I had just gotten off our stream, right? This was Monday night. And so I was doing my timestamps and then I saw that he had started. I saw your chats in the live VOD. Oh, people were talking about it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's how I even got to it because my buddies in Discord said something about it. So shout out to them. All right. So the big section of this we're going to get into now is that Ethan is very upset with Philip DeFranco again. This time for his coverage of Hasan seeming to say that Hila is a valid military target. Basically, he feels that Philly was way too neutral, trying to be objective about something that is objectively fucked up, right? So here is the start of it. We're going to watch a couple little clips from it. But, you know, I think Ethan has a point. And I think that being objective only goes so far. And when you get to this point and you're not saying, you act like you're not saying anything, you kind of are making a choice, right? All right, let me just pull this one up. Come on. Okay.
This is very interesting. We really need to talk about the Philly D thing, though. That's why you're even here, right, Hila?
And so we just hear that Hila came in especially to talk about this, which I think is interesting as well. Bringing the Destiny thing into this is not neutral. Exactly. He's acting like, well, I'm just covering all sides of it, but Destiny has nothing to do with it. And as we watch, we'll get more into that.
Philly D.
Hey, Ethan, sorry to interrupt, but Philly D just dropped.
Hey!
Philly D dropped.
Hi, this is Nate. You're on Philly D Watch.
You finally put us.
Philly D Watch. Back to you.
Do we not have even the original thumbnail? You guys don't even have the original one because he took me fucking out of it.
Okay, so he apparently was A/B testing the thumbnail. Let's see. I want to see what it is now, if it's still being A/B tested. We will find out. Oh, well, the one I have is Hasan and Destiny. This is fucking crazy. It's like too removed from someone that should be in it, which is Hila. Right? Why does AB get to test these thumbnails? Exactly. Oh, I'm definitely gonna put up the disclaimer. Hang on. I was waiting until Ethan said something, but let me put it on. There it is. Okay. All right, let's go back to this.
No, I didn't screenshot it.
Yeah, it's in
Oh,
the
here it
post.
is.
Oh,
So here's
we
what
do
it
have.
came out as.
Back to you.
Now he led with my name.
This
which
is still what
clearly
it is.
Was an intentional choice, thinking, and he's right, that my name would pull the most views. And he says,
Hang
the
on.
Ethan Klein, Hasan Piker,
It's
Destiny
still-
situation is crazy. And I was like, Destiny.
Hang on. It's still Ethan and Hasan in the title, but not in the thumbnail. That seems weird to me.
What the fuck does Destiny have to do with it? I have nothing to do with Destiny. I don't know him. I don't
See?
talk to him. I don't know what the fuck he's up to. Why do I care about what Destiny's
Hang on,
doing?
let me rewind
I
this.
don't
Let me
fucking-
run this back.
Destiny's situation is crazy. And I was like, Destiny? What is the fuck does Destiny?
Hang on. All right, take it away, Ethan. Take it away, Ethan.
Destiny's situation is crazy. And I was like, Destiny? What is the fuck does Destiny have to do with it? I have nothing to do with Destiny. I don't know him. I don't talk to him. I don't know what the fuck he's up to. Why do I care about what Destiny's doing? Philip DeFranco, what are you talking about? So anyway, but he puts me and Hasan in the thumbnail. And then I don't know what it is.
Wow, the disrespect.
Did he change it?
Crazy.
What's currently?
So
I
he did.
still-
He did an A/B test between the two.
Yeah,
and then
which-
he picked one.
Which one won?
The Destiny Hasan.
The one without you.
Yeah.
I still have the one with you in.
Crazy.
So it must be still
maybe
going
that's still
through
A/B
AB.
testing.
Yeah.
70% of the screen at least.
All
All right. They get on this for a while, but I want them to get past this and start talking about the actual episode.
I like that he throws it back.
Yeah.
I know Frisbee. Keep it for your.
All right, here we go.
So,
Yeah,
damn.
Hassan was upset.
That's
but
what I'm
again,
saying.
I'm gonna show
He's
you
not
guys
pleasing anybody.
Poor Phil.
because he's a fucking.
Yeah, and that makes me feel really bad. for
Which
Phil,
is why you
actually.
gotta grow a spine.
No, I
Get him, you know.
Please everybody.
Stop throwing it to everybody.
Stop
Keep it
asking
for
the
yourself,
comments what
bro.
they
I
think. Tell me
know.
what you
He's throwing
think,
it back to
Philly.
me.
This is it. We're not playing frisbee.
I
Stop
like that
tossing
he.
it off.
I like that he throws it back. To
Yeah.
Nobody wants
like
it.
Back to you.
Nobody
Frankly,
wants it.
Back to you.
I can't
saying right
believe.
now.
Yeah.
What do you
Nobody
guys
wants
How
think?
many times you
Birthday.
gone to the comments, Dan, and shared your opinion?
Every single episode that he
Exactly.
drops. Yeah,
How
no,
many
every
of you
single-
have
Sure,
ever
Dan.
gone to the comments
Every time he
and
invites me
taken
to.
and shared your opinion?
I do it for every news story. It's like, here's what I thought about this news story. Then I watch, and I'm like, here's what I thought.
I love Nate.
It's fun. It's so interactive.
You've
We should
never
start
done it,
doing
Nate.
that.
Don't lie
Yes,
to
I
me.
do. Yes, I do, bro. Come on.
I know when you're lying.
Some conviction.
Anyway,
Literally.
So he took me out of the thumbnail, but it's called the Ethan Klein Hasan Piker Destiny Situation is Crazy.
I already got pissed when I saw that title
Right.
because it is not an Ethan Klein, Hasan Piker Destiny situation.
Right, it's crazy.
It's not.
The only reason to bring Destiny into it is to turn Hasan into a sympathetic character. This
Yeah.
whole thing is about him trying to.
Right, because that happened after the fact and has no bearing on anything. And it wasn't, I don't know where the Destiny comment was said, but it wasn't live on stream, right? It's like a completely separate thing.
to get Hila fucking killed, which, by the way, his response is doubling down on him trying to mark Hila as he's like, she was a valid military target. She escaped justice. You know, she
Right.
could have been killed. She should have been killed then. That would have.
Right, and that's what I was saying in my coverage of that shit. It's like, why isn't she still deserving of retribution now, according to these people? And it turns out they think that she is, right? Like they definitely think that she is still deserving of poor treatment. In fact, somewhere today, I think it might have been on Twitter, someone said, oh, well, if she was in the IDF, she definitely got SA'd multiple times. And then underneath that, someone was like, sorry, but LOL. And like people were laughing about that. So these people are demons. These people are actual fucking demons. Of course, Adam McIntyre is involving himself again. He's such a piece of shit. We are not showing anything from him ever on this show. That is a line in the sand.
Would have been fine. She escaped justice. You know, she's a
He's
criminal.
such an ass.
Which is
Zit.
all
Committed a
wrong.
crime. She's a criminal.
He's wrong with everything that he said.
Yeah, I don't even think it was illegal.
I don't.
There's a good chance it was in collaboration with the PA. It was during.
Which is something that happened. I looked it up, and there were. Let me see if I can. I looked up. Does the IDF collaborate with the Palestinian Authority? And there were like a bunch of scenarios in which the two work together. IDF Palestinian Authority. And obviously, it's not a perfect, peaceful relationship, right? And there are times when collaboration breaks down and doesn't work. But yes, the IDF and the Palestinian Authority have a history of working together on security matters, particularly in the West Bank, which is where that single raid happened that Hila was a part of toward the end of the Second Intifada. They specifically worked together on counterterrorism, security coordination and intelligence sharing, and preventing attacks. Literally no one, Hasan, anybody else, and all of the second year poli-sci students, none of them have any information or evidence or proof that the raid Hila went on was not a valid arrest of someone from the collaboration of the IDF and the Palestinian Authority, right? And there's no evidence in either direction. But we know it happened one time, and that was it. And she felt really weird about it, and she even said that on the stream. She was like, it was so surreal. Like, you go in their house and there's guns in the drawers, and she did not like it. Like, that's the part that they leave out is her reporting on it right afterwards and how it made her feel. So yeah, it's definitely happened. It happens a lot. Obviously, there are a lot of challenges. It's not perfect, but it, unlike Hasan says, it is not black and white. It is not always illegal for the IDF to carry out raids or arrests in the West Bank, because sometimes they are working with the Palestinian Authority because they don't want people getting killed either. Okay.
During the Second Intifada, and also according, I went back and watched the story because I was curious. I didn't listen to it in a while.
There's a part where
as soon as we entered that area, they shot at the Jeep and a bullet hit right here next to my head, but the Jeep was bulletproof.
All time, a tubular time.
Oh no, he's talking about AT&T. Okay, so at some point Hila calls Hasan a pussy ass bitch. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but then we talk about this is Ethan's like reaction to what Hasan said about Hila.
Invoke Hila's name. Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't even invoke your name.
Am I a settler?
He goes, popular podcaster's wife. It's like, bro, she served in the military.
Very
20 years ago.
misogynistic.
There is no reason
And now he
to invoke that other than to make Hila seem like
she's still
some
a valid
kind of,
target.
Insane settler zealot that should have been killed. You escaped justice.
Yeah.
You
And-
could have been killed. You should have been killed.
Mind you that I've always spoken against settlements before this motherfucker even knew what that was.
That's
okay?
right.
I've always been against it. So shut the fuck up, Hasan, and go learn something before you talk about other people's business.
Fucking men. Like she said, Ethan and Hila have been talking out about settlements and about what the IDF has been doing and Netanyahu since before Hasan could find Yemen on a map. She is an Israeli who is against settlements. Like Ethan has said, they should be ideal allies. They are ideal allies to people who want a free Palestine because they do too. And they have connections within Israel and can influence people, right? So this is, to me, is just more proof of like making perfection the enemy of good, which is what the left, the far left, always ends up doing. Nothing is ever good enough. Nothing is ever perfect enough, right? Like we have Israeli teenagers for the first time publicly proclaiming that they aren't going to enlist in the IDF, which is mandatory, that they are ready to go to prison so they don't have to contribute to a genocide. It's the first time I've seen this, them doing it en masse in any way. But instead of embracing that and encouraging these kids and bringing them into the movement, we have the movement saying, fuck you, that's bare minimum, you baby killers, right? Like, it's just crazy. At that point, what do you want? There cannot be peace in that region without more Israelis coming on board. And so to take what is a very brave act by high schoolers to start their adult life in prison when most of these people won't even get off their fucking ass and go to a protest, to take that for granted and to dismiss it and downplay it and insult them? What is the plan? Like, you're just a fucking hateful ass bitch at that point. And they also pay their taxes. Exactly.
He's not into learning.
The other thing that I wanted to say is that now when people say, oh, she just did mandatory service, he's like, oh, no, it was way more than mandatory. She volunteered to go into raids.
Participated in this raid.
No, it was just mandatory service.
Right.
Yeah, you were a secretary and you went on.
Right. So, and we'll see that. That's him tripling down, right? He can't ever just let it lie that she was a person in the IDF, an IDF soldier. He can't ever just let that lie. He has to double down and say, no, she did more than that. He's literally such a piece of shit.
A ride along.
And I was a secretary. Don't rewrite history. I'm not going to sit by and let people rewrite what I did and what is my life.
That's
right. It was
right.
mandatory service, and I was a secretary. 20 years ago.
20 years.
Now I'm an American citizen. You got a problem?
Yeah, you're an American citizen. You haven't been in the army in 20 years. And like, again, as I've said this before, but we're what he wants. He keeps saying, oh, we want Israelis to leave. We want the Jews to leave. We want to make it so uncomfortable. We want to take their chicken nuggies away so they go, oh, I can't stay here anymore. You left.
And let's talk about the fact that Hasan most certainly knew that Hila was in the IDF when they did leftovers. And when he, like someone said in chat, and like I posted on Twitter today, he was begging her every single week for stuff from the new Teddy Fresh drop. But now for some reason, Hila's a baby killer. Hila's a valid military target, and Teddy Fresh is clothing for pedophiles. Clothing for children? Like, I don't understand when that happened. Like, at what point did Hila become evil and her clothing become ugly? Was it before or after you were praising her, complimenting her, and benefiting from a ton of free inventory from her? Well, it must have been after that, right? And that's why I feel like everything Hasan is doing is just pandering to his audience. It's virtue signaling. And it's just another example of him not knowing who he is and being completely audience captured because he can't fucking stand on anything 10 toes down. The switch up is so obvious. The switch up is so fucking obvious. There are like 100 pictures or more of Hasan in Teddy Fresh from head to toe. He was even at one point, multiple points, complaining that some of the items that were for women didn't come in men's sizes. Do you guys remember that? He wanted so much of the stuff from both genders. And every time he came on, they were like, yep, I got that in your size. I'll get this in your size. Like Lena was always running and grabbing him a bunch of shit. I would love to know how much money they essentially gave to him in inventory. He's just mad he no longer gets free Teddy Fresh certified hater. Like, that's what I don't understand. Every episode, I mean, he basically just used the Teddy Fresh inventory as his closet. He sat there during the ad reads and was like, I want that, I want that, I want that. And Hila, you should start making this in men's sizes because that's really cool. Every episode. But then all of a sudden, like a year later, it's not just ugly. You physically can't have it in your house. And also it's like kind of pedophile-y. How are people not seeing the switch up? Or do they see it and just pretend it doesn't exist? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I see something like that, and I don't. And that plus the lying about liking music, making up bands and artists you love, even though you don't care about music and you can't connect with it. I see things like that. I don't trust a fucking thing you say because that is like core personality stuff. Someone needs to make a Hasan Begs for Clothes compilation. That is very interesting. I do not have the time to make it, but someone definitely should. So we can just spam it every time he talks about Ethan or Teddy Fresh. That's the thing. Like, I think inside, let's just get like psychological for a second and let's leave this on, right? Because it just makes sense here. I think inside he's still an insecure fat kid. And I can say this as a fat child myself, an insecure fat kid trying to get approval from people. I really think that's what it comes down to because that man is so unhealed. He will just openly lie about weird shit just to like impress his audience. Like, he didn't have to shit on Teddy Fresh. What does Teddy Fresh have to do with anything? Just because they're run by a Jew? Like, what was that whole donate all my Teddy Fresh to Skid Row bullshit? That was like such performative trash. Fatty cosign. So that's what it is. I mean, people talk about him like influencing his audience. I think his audience is like the biggest source of peer pressure for him. And he has to like keep doubling and tripling up on his extremism because they have just gone off the fucking rails. And he's trying to keep up with them so they don't get captured by like a bad empanada type, right? Because as time goes on, there are bound to be more extreme people than Hasan coming online, especially given the fact that there are no repercussions. And it's just so sad. I mean, it's like Stavi talking about him like trying to keep up with the youth, right? That's exactly what it is. And Stavi knows, also fellow fat kid. Anyway, it's just so frustrating how often they have to keep saying the same shit. You know what I mean? They have to keep saying the same shit over and over and over again. And it just really sucks. And it's sad. It makes me sad for them. Because there are just such better things to be doing.
Hasan, Twitch should absolutely punish him for that.
Like, the fuck? I was like, this has nothing to do with
Hassan, Twitch
Okay, let me
should
see where the
absolutely
Destiny
punish him
shit
for
comes
that.
in.
kill my wife.
With that, then getting a lot of attention online. And even,
Pause
That
for-
clip was fair.
I was about to say,
So far, fair.
he picked a great, very
Good.
Have said here.
situation to a whole new level. And
All right, here we go.
First time when I...
things like this.
Oh,
yet.
he did.
Listen, I'm live
so
reacting
now
right now.
Look, it takes a turn into Destiny now, and
All right,
that's
now
what
let's
we
talk
got.
about Hasan the victim.
Now, the likes of Destiny discussing
See?
Hasan's comment in a chat, writing, I honestly think you could perfectly justify attacking / killing Hasan IRL for statements like this. With many been saying that escalated this.
fuck, bro.
Now, he said this after Hasan, okay? So, listen, insane, dumb, horrible, stupid fucking thing to
Stupid
say.
thing to
I didn't
say.
even know that Destiny said that when I saw this clip. I didn't.
Yeah.
I heard about it for the first time when I watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck? I was like, this has nothing...
And the only reason people are hearing about it is because Hasan and his groupies are making sure it is like flooding the zone. Hasan, who has called himself a propagandist, right? They're making sure this is flooding the zone. And taking over talk of him saying what he said about Hila.
Nothing to do with what
Yeah.
Hasan did. It happened afterwards. But somehow they're making it seem like, oh, it happens to Hasan too, you know, it is what it is.
And it's more important when it happens to Hasan.
Story. This is
Yeah.
sort of
It's more important and more serious when it happens to Hasan, right? He is the ultimate victim.
a disconnected event, right?
Yeah.
here.
Shout out my boy Mike from PA.
Like from PA shooting up.
Also, how deep do we go? Because didn't Mike from PA also thread in Destiny? It's like, do we then
Yes.
bring that
And
up?
us.
It's
Keep it
like,
going.
how
And us,
far do
yeah.
we?
I love that Ethan was like, I should just bring it full circle and do a on Philip DeFranco so we can close the loop. But it's not a coincidence that Hasan is really highlighting this. Are you guys familiar with the term Darvo? So Darvo is it's a term mostly used in the world of domestic abuse survivors. And here is the definition. So DARVO is an acronym for deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. It's a reaction that perpetrators of wrongdoing, such as sexual offenders, may display in response to being held accountable for their behavior. Some researchers indicate that it is a common manipulation strategy of psychological abusers. So this is the pattern, this is the DARVO pattern used by abusers. And I have said that Hasan is very abusive in his chat. He is very angry and reactive when he is cornered or called out. And this is like the exact formula he follows. The perpetrator denies the harm or abuse ever took place. That's not what I said. Obviously, that's not what I meant. When confronted with evidence, the perpetrator then attacks the person that they harmed or are still harming, which we'll see in a moment of him doubling and tripling down on Hila and also continuing to insult Ethan and the H3 audience, because on Twitter or somewhere, and I think he deleted it, he said, if I get murked by someone in a color block hoodie made for a child, I'm going to be so mad or whatever. So now he's also saying that we are going to murder him. And I think that was based on he took screenshots of comments on YouTube with 0 engagement and decided those were H3 fans that want to unalive him. So he just turned around and just blasted Hila, Ethan, and us as a whole. Finally, the perpetrator claims that they were or are the actual victim in the situation, thus reversing the positions of victim and offender, right? He shifted focus away from him being the offender to Hila, completely wiped her out of the situation, just erased her from the situation, and then made himself the victim of destiny. Because, of course, it always comes back to destiny. And just a reminder, I am not a Destiny fan. I have never watched Destiny. I do not care about Destiny. Destiny's not paying me to say this, and neither is Ethan Klein. So yeah, these tactics are similar to other techniques used by perpetrators to avoid accountability by manipulating observers' perceptions of events. That is like 1,000% what Hasan does. It's all about framing. He frames things in a way that gives you a lot of ideas. Researchers have noted similarities to outrage management, where a perpetrator tries to make observers think better of themselves and their actions so they can avoid consequences. Well. So yeah, Darvo is kind of exactly, that's like, I feel like that's Hasan's bread and butter right now. And honestly, I don't even know if he knows he's doing that. And if I want to get real deep, it makes me wonder about his upbringing and what he was exposed to. If he does this and doesn't realize he's doing it, and he does it so well, just makes you wonder. Makes you wonder what kind of stuff was going on in his house. Hurt people, exactly. But then you grow up and you gotta fucking take accountability for your actions and learn some new coping skills. Or you're just gonna keep being a piece of shit your whole life. Also, I'm not surprised that Destiny said what he said, because he essentially groomed Hasan to be who he is today, right? Like, Hasan is cut from the Destiny cloth because Destiny first platformed him, and Hasan saw what worked for Destiny, and then he adapted that to himself and changed it, obviously, but it's still that same rotten seed, right? Of just like toxic male bullshit, where you say outrageous, edgy shit for a reaction. He was groomed by Destiny in that way, and then from there, Hasan has groomed his audience to behave a certain way, which is to be fucking hateful and abusive to people who disagree with them and Hasan, right? To write them off as Zionists, baby killers, genocide lovers, Destiny fans, right? Don't care about Destiny, never watched Destiny. So yeah, I'm not surprised this came from Destiny. I don't care about what Destiny said because I don't care about Destiny. But yeah, essentially Hasan came from Destiny's balls. And so they are doing the same kind of shit. And that's probably why they hate each other, because they're doing the same shit. Everyone from that crowd, they're just constantly making these like personal attacks, attacking each other's characters on like a cellular level. It's just so gross. And for people that came up in like a debate world, like the debate pervert space or whatever, it's so not debating. It's just mudslinging. I think people will be happy to see that Olivia spoke up in defense of Hila. So I wanted to make sure to include that little piece here.
Back to you.
Really quickly, I just want to say that it is very crazy to watch people speak so violently, and literally the only person who has not spoken almost at all is Hila about all of this. And also, how do we feel about Ethan being in the thumb and not Hila?
Really?
Good point.
Right. Hila's not in the thumbnail. Hila is not in the title, right? She's barely mentioned in the video, and this is about her, but it has just been drowned out by Hasan and Destiny. right? Like the sexism is right there. Ethan's wife, your favorite podcaster's wife. And then it just like, she's just shoved to the side, and then it's made about Hasan and Destiny and their weird male bullshit and their impotent rage and calling for violence and all that shit. It's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, Hila's just like a pawn in all of this, right? For these men to like throw around. It's disgusting. It's completely disgusting. So shout out Olivia. I know it is not easy out here, girly pop. I'm sure that snarkers are now saying you're girl bossing a genocide because they also love being misogynists if they feel like it's helping Gaza, which it fucking isn't. So then Hasan decides to triple down on his comments about Hila. Instead of walking it back, being any bit contrite at all, because, as we've said, he's completely captured by his audience and feels like he has no choice, in my opinion, but to continue to say crazier and crazier shit to appease them. Cool life, brother. Really cool life.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's Hasan's reaction, which is great. And he manages to find the opportunity to triple down on justifying violence against Hila. Fantastic. We love
like
it.
literally,
We love to see it, don't we?
he has no reason to do this except to appease his fans, right? If he didn't mean it the first time, why does he keep bringing her up in this conversation? Because he knows his fans love it. They love hating Hila, and they don't realize how fucking misogynistic it is. Because she's Israeli, so she's not a woman. She's just a fucking piece of shit animal, right?
Esther's wife has gotten a lot of attention because Hila previously served in the IDF. And this also has a...
Well, no.
Yes.
She didn't just previously serve in the IDF.
Now remember,
See what he's doing?
we're talking
Unreal.
about one night that was done to just basically experience what it was your friends, your comrades. I'm turning into a commie by osmosis.
The reason he's clarifying is because his chat is going to go crazy if he doesn't. Because it is so important that you say everything perfectly to them, right? If Hasan didn't clarify it, they'd be like, oh, Hasan loves genocide. He's an Israeli lover, right?
By what your friends were doing every night.
Yeah.
You're not armed. You've never fired a bullet.
A bullet was fired at me. I did not fire a bullet.
You've never fired a bullet outside basic training, right? So, and you're a secretary every day except this one night, right?
Technically, I was still a secretary even that night because I did not actually participate. I just tagged along.
True.
Yeah, that was your job was still being a secretary.
Let's say the one time you
so
weren't
exhausting.
doing, okay, well, whatever. Let's hear him describe it again after we have the full context here.
Oh. No. She didn't just previously serve in the IDF. She participated in an illegal raid in the West Bank.
You have no idea what you're fucking talking about. So yeah, he just doubles down on it, and like, again, making this distinction is like, oh, okay, so she is worse than a run-of-the-mill IDF veteran because she went on this single raid. Why do we need that distinction? To me, that is just, again, calling attention to the illegal crimes that she committed, even though Hasan does not know the nature of this raid. Nobody does. Except at this point, the records of the IDF. And this was 20 fucking years ago. And again, we have to reiterate, Hasan knew that she was an IDF veteran when he sat and did leftovers every single week. Why didn't he hate her then? Why didn't he say shit like this about her then? When did it come? When did she become so evil that you needed to spend this much time talking about it, this much time clarifying the degree to which she is evil? Was that before or after you were sucking up to her every week and trying to get more Teddy Fresh for free from her? And of course, he goes into it being not black, not being gray.
As a part of her.
He has no idea if it was legal or not.
He doesn't know that.
No, at all. No, not at all.
If it was legal or not.
Because no one does. No one here does.
Now, what he's doing here is interesting. He's on one hand trying to do this where he goes, oh, yeah, targeting Hila or anyone in the military who's not in combat or whatever, or what did he say? Reservists or whatever, isn't allowed. But I do want to point out that she was much more than just a regular
she's
soldier.
Different.
She committed these crimes that are punishable by death that she escaped accountability for. What does that leave? Somebody who escapes accountability, somebody who escapes justice for a crime so heinous that it's punishable by death. What does that mean? Sounds like
that's asking for vigilante justice. And for Hasan to act obtuse or stupid about the idea that this might influence people is insane. Like, you have been a streamer for how many years? Specifically in a space that tries to hold a lot of people accountable. You've never heard the term impact versus intent. Maybe your intent wasn't to get Hila hurt. But the way you're framing things, that could definitely be the impact.
something a vigilante could.
Sounds like he wants
there
somebody
you
to
go.
go do
Vigilante.
something.
And the thing is, I genuinely think he does want that. I genuinely think that he actually does want that, and that is what he's doing.
I really don't know what he would say if something did happen, you know? His audience would love it. I don't think he would have a sufficient reaction, that's for sure. He would definitely not have the appropriate response if something were to happen to Hila.
Her service in the Israeli
He just wants to be
force.
fucking popular.
And not only is what I'm saying not a not like a gray area or anything, it's just international law.
It's absolutely a gray area. There are legal excursions.
Is he he is like colorblind. He is constantly saying that everything is black and white, that nothing has gray area. This is the second time in a week that I've heard him say it's just black and white. It's just black and white. But this is why his audience loves him, right? Because as he's talked about, they are very angry, they feel helpless, they feel powerless. And what Hasan does is he gives them simple solutions to complex problems. And that makes them feel good. If everything's black and white, it's really easy to have the right opinion, to do the right thing, to vote the right way, and to just shut out all the nuance that might make things difficult. Right? Oh, genocide's my red line. It's black and white. So fuck everybody here and fuck everybody in every other country. And also fuck people in Gaza because nothing has gotten better as a result of not voting for a genocide, which was not what the fucking stakes were. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Exactly. Beware anyone who is selling you simple solutions to complex problems. It's the same shit that Andrew Tate does, right? And Fresh and Fit. Just follow this formula and you'll get laid. Just follow this formula and you'll get rich. It's very simple. The only people who say that are people who think you can extract the human element from things, right? Like the variables of human behavior and emotions that you cannot predict. And every cult, exactly. It's why the Jonestown cult and Jim Jones was so popular at the time it happened. JFK had been murdered, RFK had been murdered, MLK had been murdered, right? People were so upset. They were devastated, and they could feel things spinning out of control. And then Jim Jones comes and says, I have the solution. Disconnect from the world. Come with me. Come to French Guiana and we will make a paradise. We will make a utopia where we can shut everything out. You think for the group, which is freeing for them. Exactly. These are the talking points. You don't need to think about it. Just say these things. Use these words. You don't even have to think about it, dude. It's the same shit. It's the same formula. They have the language, right? Sex pestiny. All these thought-terminating cliches that just let them not question anything that's being said. And because he talks about being for this like valiant cause, being against genocide, which we all fucking are, but he's like, no, I'm like really against it. All of his sins are washed away by them. Right? They're out here doing damage control for him. And potentially committing crimes for him. Should it get to that point. They talked a little bit about Elias Rodriguez, the guy who murdered two Israel embassy workers. And I guess he was a Twitch streamer or on Twitch.
Charlie Chapman, Alan Jackson Fan Club. Card index dividers emoji, pink heart emoji, gave $6 Canadian and 99 cents. You've very quickly become my favorite to listen to while I play Fortnite and fall asleep to. I appreciate these late night streams so much.
Oh, thank you, Shaylee. And don't worry, y'all, I am not offended if I'm the person you put on in the background, the person who helps you fall asleep, because my streamers are the same thing. Yeah, so it is so... to me, it runs so parallel to cults, right? They're almost always, first of all, run by men, charismatic men who swoop in to an opportune time, usually when there's like chaos, right? And they just scoop up all these traumatized, unhealed people and hypersensitive, like highly sensitive people who just want to do the right thing. And then they just turn them in the wrong fucking direction. They turn them against each other. They turn them against the outside world, all for control. It feels very culty to me. Very, very culty. Like, even him trying to perpetuate the idea that Ethan called Hila a terrorist when it was so clearly sarcastic, because he's confident that his followers are just going to parrot that without looking it up at all, right? Like, they've got the talking points and they're just going to go for it. It's just silly. So I don't know. I don't know if anything's going to change. I just don't know. I don't know how this ends, but I hope it's not in a violent way. I hope more people see the reality of Hasan, and that he's selling them a bill of goods, and he's sending them down the wrong path. Like Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate. All they're doing is alienating men further and further from women, right? In my opinion, all Hasan is doing is alienating people from community in real life where they can actually make changes and actually help people. I think he's making them feel like they are doing something by being angry on the internet. And that's not activism. It isn't. It's just not activism. So yeah, I hope that we can bring the temperature down on things, because I don't think anybody deserves to be murdered over online disagreements on something that they really mostly agree on, right? No one in this conversation wants a genocide. No one in this conversation wants settlers in the West Bank. Everybody wants a free Palestine. They might think of different tactics to get there. They might think of a different end point, 2-state versus 1-state, 2-state, leading to 1-state eventually. But that's the gray area stuff. That doesn't make you evil on any side of that. And I just really want everyone to chill the fuck out. And we're not going to get anywhere faster by alienating Israelis. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Alienating Israelis who are for a free Palestine is just shooting ourselves in the foot. So Hasan is, in my opinion, really doing the movement a disservice by doing all this shit. Okay, the last little bit for tonight is a great idea that I saw on the subreddit. So Ethan brought up doing a Harry Potter watch through and review. And I think maybe Olivia hasn't seen them. A couple people on staff haven't seen the movies. And so it would be like Lord of the Rings or Twilight, which they've done before, and they were so much fun. And this time it'll be for Harry Potter. I've actually seen all of those, so that'll be really fun for me and for us to talk about after. But I saw this idea on the subreddit and I wanted to shout it out. So this person says, Harry Potter stream should be a fundraiser for a trans charity. I personally do not like Harry Potter, but it would be a very satisfying middle finger to J.K. Rowling. I would definitely donate. There are lots of possible charities. GLAAD and the Trevor Project come to mind, but it could be anything. I absolutely love that idea. Part of me wants them to do something local, like an LA charity for trans people, or something that's targeted specifically to let's put our free idea banner on. Let's turn off the Destiny sub banner. Oop, that's not that one. Hey, yeah. So I think it would be cool to do something local, because when you donate to a local organization, they have less overhead, right? And they also have less attention. So they usually your money goes further and isn't just like paying administrative fees at the top level, right? So I would definitely suggest donating to a smaller org, not GLAAD, maybe Trevor Project. I don't know what their infrastructure is like. But I also love the Okra Project, which is a specific mutual aid organization for Black trans women in New York City, where they give them money for groceries, rent, healthcare, things like that. And then, so yeah, I think, or the other one, T.S. Madison has opened, she's a Black trans woman, very famous. She has opened in Atlanta a transitional house for Black trans women coming out of prison, like out of the carceral system, and helping them get set up with a job and a place to live and clothes, right? And like getting back on their feet so they are less likely to fall back into the prison system. So yeah, is it just called the T.S. Madison House? Let me see. The T.S. Madison Starter House is what it's called. So I highly recommend either this or the Okra Project, but this is brand new, and I think it'd be really cool to support this. Housing insecurity, economic stability, and systemic violence disproportionately impact Black trans women, especially those engaged in survival economies like sex work. Right. So a lot of Black trans women end up in the prison system because they have to do sex work, and not like the OnlyFans kind, right? Like the kind where you're on the street and very, very vulnerable. they either end up in prison or they end up getting killed. So I really, really hope that this could be a good charity to support. I don't know enough about her, Maya Raya, to know if she's cool or not, but I just think this is such a beautiful idea. And in Atlanta, which is, you know, a Black majority city, there's also tons of queer people there. I just think that this is great, and I hope that it can spawn similar programs in other cities. So if you guys want to help, maybe go on over to this here, I'll put it in chat. Go on over to this. Oh, damn it. It's not letting me. Oh, is it too long? Hang on one second, y'all. There we go. Does that work? Does that work, y'all? Go on over to that post and leave a link to the T.S. Madison Starter House. I'll put that link in the comments too. As a potential charity. I just love the idea of supporting like a smaller charity. And because like the Trevor Project is wonderful, and also it has a lot of brand recognition, right? But I don't think the Starter House is getting a ton of notice outside of Atlanta. So that's my vote, either T.S. Madison House or the Okra Project. Look into both. Become a donor to either or both if you've got the money to do it. I've done charity. I've done fundraisers in the past for the Okra Project, and we can definitely do fundraisers in the future. I love raising money for cool stuff. So yeah, I think that's it. We are going to talk about Taylor Lorenz. Someone brought it up. Oh, the Deej. We're going to talk about Taylor Lorenz and her weird cell phone opinions on either Friday or Sunday, depending on my life. But I will put up a stream as soon as I know, like a future stream, so you guys know. Next week, I'm babysitting my niece and nephew. I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday, which is great because we don't necessarily have to stream. But I don't know, I might do a mukbang in my car or something to decompress after hanging out with children for 2 days. So you might see me then. But otherwise, I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. And I will see ya Friday? Yeah, I'll see you Friday. Bye, everybody.